Good day, everyone. Welcome to the Roar Mindset, a podcast helping leaders find clarity and focus on what matters most. I'm your host, Peter Brandenberger. Today, I want to talk about team clarity, and I'll suggest 4 steps to help get there. When a team has clarity, they're all knowing where they're going, and this should be underpinned by what's the purpose of the team and understanding how they all behave and interact with each other. The first step is understanding what matters. And you can simply ask the team what matters most. Your team is a great source of understanding this. The team knows a lot and has a whole bunch of diverse ideas. Do you just start out and ask the team? Well, I would suggest there's some preparation. And there's 3 parts to this. One is ask or invite the team to be ready. Invite them to prepare for this and reflect so that they come in and understand it. 2 is you can talk about the intention. Why are you doing this? What's the purpose of this and why it matters right now in the context of everything else going on in your team? And then inclusion is encourage everybody to look at this and provide input. Next is what I'd call having a surface session. And this is surfacing all of the activities and all of the ideas. So you're really trying to harvest these. And there's 3 S's here that I would suggest. One is stage. So you want to set the stage for this conversation. Reiterate the 3 I's that we just covered and use maybe a 1-word emotional check-in with the group, just to understand how everybody's coming into this session. The second is system. Ahead of time, look at what format would you want to have this conversation with the team, knowing how they typically work and how maybe some people engage and don't engage. This could start with some asynchronization work and then move into some other ideas of how to build on each other, collaborate, round robin. There's a couple of different formats or many different formats you could use here. And then the last one is steps. And here's really around next steps. And you don't want to end this session without providing them what you think is the next 1 or 2 steps so that they don't have to assume or guess or make up what is next. And that this also doesn't feel like, oh, great, this is just a bunch of ideas, but didn't turn into anything. Those are the 3 S's. So that's coming up with what matters most. You ask them. The next is debate. Here's where you engage in open, constructive conflict. And I do say conflict, and this is healthy conflict, where the team is not holding back, but not becoming too personal. And this allows the team to create the ideas and to get the best idea that's out there. There's 3 E's for this. Express. This is where you use a radical candor and ensure that all the voices are heard. And this starts with you, making sure you're not holding back or asking if people are holding back and engaging everybody into that as a leader. The second is echo. This is where you can acknowledge and build on each other's ideas. This also provides people with an understanding that they were actually heard. And the last E here is explore. Stay curious, stay open. And as a leader, one of the best ways to do this is ask open-ended prompts. Say more about this. Step 3 is decide. This is where you choose the path forward. The purpose here is to move from exploring and understanding and debating these to having clear about where you're going. That offer these 3 C's. Choose. This clarifies who is making the decision. It may be you as the leader. You may delegate. It may be a small group of people. It could be one person. You need to choose who is deciding. Then the circle is the second. The circle identifies who needs to be involved in this discussion. That's the circle. It may be your entire team, but it might not be. It might be people outside of your team. Who needs to be part of that circle? And last is calibrate. Make sure you're deciding when there's enough clarity to move forward and not acting too early and not acting when you have all of the data, which may never come. Once you have that, now you have a decision to move forward. So step 4 is act. This is how you turn your decisions into coordinated and meaningful actions. ACT is the acronym. The first one is align. This is where you negotiate commitments. And by negotiating, you as a leader and as your team, you can do things by asking like, yes, I can do that if, and you can balance your workload and you can negotiate what needs to be done. The second is commit. Each member can commit, and maybe they don't have to commit to anything, but they can commit to supporting somebody else. There's always a commitment a team member can make to support somebody else, and make that commitment to each other and make sure it's real and public and clear. And then you can track. You can use the acronym SMART to set your goals. You can track progress asynchronously, minimize meetings to support this because it's not the best use of time, but I would suggest that you do track them. Those are the 4 shifts or 4 steps for team clarity. Surface what matters. This is asking the team, use the team. Then go debate. Have that constructive debate. Ensure that everybody's involved in raising it, because if they've been heard, they're more likely to commit later. And then decide, choose that path, and then move towards that path. And the final one, act. And when you do these, the team can be aligned. Note, you may have to revisit this. These are not necessarily linear. One step may come before the other. It depends what your situation and what's going on. Don't be afraid to skip ahead or fall backwards. It's not a forward or backwards movement. It's what the team needs. Hope this helps, and I'll post a link to a guide that'll help you through this.